reacting to Bonang Matheba's thoughts regarding the Miss essay and the Chidimma Vanessa saga. I know some of you thought that she didn't have thoughts, but she did. And this is also part of why I think the media guys up there deserve to learn from Bonang in terms of they need to learn how she does things, how she handle a media training. I can imagine Bonang hosting a media training and just it being a colleagues kind of situation. Maybe not hosted by her directly, but someone, an agency whatsoever, who knows, maybe a line SA. But hi, my name is Khatso from Cape Town, South Africa. I am in all things PR and brand strategist, but also I have been in the media space for the past 10 years now, radio, TV, writing, columns, etc. Worked with local and international clients and brands for the past 10 years. Like I said, let's get right to do it. So when I thought with everything peaking, especially in the last 24 hours, when everything peaking and how we saw this week specifically leading to this big day of Miss South Africa happening this Saturday, we saw how different celebrities and different public figures just ratting their thoughts or being emotional on social media. And the biggest highlight, if you're in the media space or understand media and branding, the biggest highlight was a lack of media training, was a lack of understanding your brand and how to carry yourself and how to even engage as a South African first, but also not forgetting, not tarnishing your brand. You know what I mean? I mean, at some point we saw one of these celebrities, I almost said influencers, one of these celebrities, we saw that how she was also very much big in her thoughts in the most, not in the most professional way rather, but in the most like emotional, that's the perfect word, not to offend anyone, emotional way, but also how the person is connected to the competition and to the ongoings of the proceedings, that it's like you could like look at that and be like, it's a lack of a media training, because you can't be so vocal if you are associated to something in this capacity, because it also can low-key show you that you are biased and all of that kind of thing. And in the spare of everything, a lot of people were like, people should learn from Bonang Matheba, girl is quiet in her bag and whatsoever. And luckily, I mean, like being in the media space, I love watching interviews and like doing things. So I googled Bonang weirdly on YouTube, and I saw she had an interview recently, like at least like 4 days ago, on Newsroom Africa, I mean. And she was speaking at some point, she was speaking about her thoughts regarding this matter. She was asked, we're gonna watch it together, right? We're gonna watch it from a perspective of how she responds, how she listens to the question, and how she plays herself. We're gonna analyze it together. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it, and then you will see it right here next to me. And then, by the way, I'm in my PJs because I'm recording this in the early hours of today, as you watch it, depending when you will watch it. And yes, it's a vuzu gown. I got it from someone's really special back in the days. If you don't know what vuzu is, you just had to be there. It was an amazing time. They were an amazing channel. Love them to bits. Let's get into it.
Let's go to this. You're hosting the Miss South Africa pageant. I think that's this weekend, and your alcohol brand is also an official sponsor, by the way, and we celebrate with you 5 years of that brand. But I want to talk about the controversy, right, Bonang, around the 2024 Miss SA finalist, Chidimma Adetshina.
Quickly, look at how, for example, the journalist, the news reporter, news presenter, starts off with congratulating her, speaking about her partnership and what she's about to do this weekend, and then quickly flips into the controversy, right? But look at how Bonang is studying that. Like, look at how she's processing. Like, she's not that moment of celebration could just could just made her excited, and then she fumbles. But no, she's calculative and she's listening, and she's like, when she said because now she's aware, okay, this conversation is going somewhere else. It's not going to where I thought it was going to go. But let's carry on.
So much talk, there's so much debate, discussion, and of course hate that's directed towards her. What's your stance, and what would you like South Africans to know about how you feel about this?
Well, I always like to highlight Miss South Africa. I think we know it's an event that celebrates beauty, it celebrates intelligence, it celebrates empowerment. But more than anything, I love being part of pageants because they promote diversity, they promote inclusion, but they also promote women's empowerment. I would not want to go too deep.
Before she gets into this, I want you to notice something. She processed it, breathed, and then she spoke. And when she spoke, the first thing she did was, from a brand perspective, is she protected the brand that she's working with, which is Miss South Africa. And then after protecting the brand, she then went, like, she didn't like protect the brand and then isolate and then speak about her passions. She connected why she loves being part of the bigger thing, which is the purgency, the term, I forgot how to say the term, but like why she associate that, because she's about women empowerment, leadership, and all of those things. And now she's about to really go into the matter. But before she goes into the matter, she says she can't say a lot. Now what this does is, it kind of says, okay, you have answered the question in whatever form you have answered the question, and that's enough. But listen to what she says.
Deep into the controversy. But I would like to say that the Miss South Africa pageant has spoken. Our Chidimma is and has what it takes to stand there and be in the top 15. I think we need to wait until Saturday to see what happens. But she is a qualified finalist. Beyond that, I cannot make any more comments. But I think the Miss South Africa pageant wouldn't have somebody within the top 16 that is not qualified. I know they do the due diligence. They make sure that.
Now the craziest part of the craziest thing about this part is, if she said this on a live or anywhere else, the fire sparks that would ring across the country would be crazy, right? Because it almost sounds here that she is saying, leave Chidimma alone, one Africa, all of that, she's qualified, but actually that's what she's not doing with that. What she's doing here is she's once again representing the brand in terms of speaking for the brand that she's working with, which is Miss South Africa, and saying they have processes that qualifies her in terms of it didn't happen. So what Bonang is saying here at this point in time, she is not saying, well, you guys are crazy, but she's saying facts in terms of, this is what Miss South Africa told us. This is what Miss South Africa does year after year. It has a procedure, and Miss South Africa is not a brand that woke up yesterday, so there actually is no reason for them to lie. And what she's saying here as well is, as people, let us see what is to happen. Now she's not saying whether or not we can do nothing about it, or you guys just shut up, and she's not choosing sides, but she's sharing her point. But let's carry on.
Every single woman that is there is, according to the Department of Home Affairs, a qualified, citizen of South Africa. I think on Saturday we wait and see, and the judges will always have the last say. I'm the host, and I like to stay very far away from being biased.
Which is very important. She says the judges will have their thoughts. She's the host, so she can't be biased. This is a media trading aspect of things as well, just in that aspect, in terms of, if you are associated in whatever way, it could be you're the judge of the show. Being biased means having opinion on one over the others, right? So what we saw, for example, that other celebrity do throughout the week was some form of biasness, if you know what I mean, because it's a disregard on the others, if you know what I mean. But listen to Bonang.
Because there are a top 16 girls there that deserve our attention, that deserve our love, and that deserve us to pour all our love and support behind. I would prefer not to speak about one girl, because I think all our girls deserve the attention. And as the host, that's what I'm going to try to bring, to uplift the girls, to make sure that they know that the other girls are supported, that the spotlight on Saturday will be on them, and that we celebrate them and we're proud of them, all of them. And, I don't want to say it's unfair, but because of the scandal, I feel a lot of the other girls are in the shadow,
Yeah.
which is very unfair. Then what happens to them? How does this Miss South Africa experience
Yes.
mean towards them? I think for me, I'm here to shine the light on the other girls that are so deserving, that are going to do so well on Saturday. And I will just allow everything else to happen. I am the host, and I want to bring cheer and, just a night of feel goodness.
Yeah.
That is what
Well,
Miss South Africa is
I
about. It's
can't
about
wait to see what
That's absolutely sad for Bonang, because if you think about it this way, she has a bigger role now more than ever, because already there's been a damp over the expectation of this event around the organization and everything, and Bonang on that day has to now carry South Africa into, because remember also now they're gonna have more viewers than they've ever had before. Yes, Bonang like increased the numbers last year greatly, but now more than ever it's going to be another plight, because people want to see, but also it's going to be a huge kind of people who will have animosity against the organization, or who also want to see if if Vanessa doesn't drop would rule, who doesn't step down rather, what's her fate going to be. So Bonang is carrying a huge lift, but also I love what she did there in terms of she went back into brand alignment, where she keeps saying my job as a host and what I will do on the day. It's very important to not stick to the topic. So the thing is about this is this Bonang is not known for sharing her thoughts on everything, right? But immediate media training that she understands and has worked perfectly for her is understanding that there are things you can have no comment on. I mean, we've seen Bonang like close off on interviews. Like if you followed Bonang, you remember the interview with Azania at some point where she was like, yes, yeah, was it yes? Like, but she had one word answers, and she basically, I'm not budging, I'm not having this chat. But there are things you can't have you can't not have thoughts on, right? And this is one of them. You can have no thoughts if someone asked her, oh, you dated A, B, and C, do you still speak to them? Then she can say no comment. Or like there's so many other things they could ask Bonang, you know what I mean? But this one she can't, because one, she is South African, two, she's a South African woman, but also these are the values that her brand possesses. BNG is one of the most women-led brands I've seen in the 21st century. Like, the girls are getting it, you know what I mean? So she couldn't say she has no thoughts. But as much as she brought her thoughts in, which are very deep, and trust me, clearly you can see that she's been following the news. She's aware of what's happening. She's probably having the chat with her friends in the inside circle, and she's just, but she shared thoughts that were satisfying to the interview right there, that didn't leave people thinking you said nothing. They didn't leave people thinking, you don't know what you're talking about. But she protected the bag, which was Miss South Africa. She protected herself, which was Bonang Matheba, the brand. But also, she highlighted, she protected the other girls, because the other celebrities that have been speaking out rationally didn't protect the other girls. And that is why there was a problem with the other with the other celebrity who is part of the show, who has a more relationship with the other girls, not thinking about the other girls. And like I did say on my social media and on the other stuff, that although that was her choice, that's how she reacted, that's how she did things, um it doesn't allow people to cyber bully someone in that way and say things about their health and all of that kind of situation. But when I say to you, Bonang Matheba could host the most amazing media training, which will never happen, I can tell you, if you know the industry. I mean, I've been in the space for 10. I've met Bonang, she's amazing. And I've met the other guys as well. I've worked with some of them. One day I'll show you how I got a job because of Bonang. But anyway, if you know the industry, you know the differences and all of that kind of thing. It will never happen. But I hope that they watch from afar and they take notes. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Bonang should be their god, Bonang should be their mother, whatever, but they could learn one or two things, which is handling media, discussing things, when to share your thoughts and when not, and how to share your thoughts. Because here, Bonang would put in a tricky situation, because trust me, there's sometimes you don't want to speak about anything. But she was put in a situation and she has to share her thoughts because she's also part of it, and she didn't dig her grave. Other people digged their grave so much. Now they must be deleting posts or removing posts, all of that admin. But also now they must also just like apologize. But also the understanding, another media training, presenting yourself. I was so concerned at the other celebrity who looked like she was going through the most when she was doing a video. And I love her so much. So I'm just like, girl, why are you doing this to yourself? So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. But let me know, you just watched this with me. Let me know what you think of Bonang's thoughts. Well, they pause where you were like, oh, she's playing it safe. But I'm excited to see what she dresses, like all of us, this Sunday. And we're wishing her all the best. Wish you all the best, Bonang Matheba. God bless you, ma'am. Yeah, this is me. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, share. Go follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, and TikTok, etc. God bless you once again.